It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. This is my Benford Bad Boy replica. The one that I play with and have fun with. And I'm not afraid to modify. It started life as a 330. Now it is basically a 380. And I just built this pipe for it because I'm fixing to send this to Dyno Joe Mods. Yeah, I'm fixing to send this to Dyno Joe and he'll port it. And I didn't want to send it without a cool muffler. So let's take it off and have a look at it and see what I did. So the reason I am not porting this myself, earlier it started because I wasn't sure what to do with this and I didn't feel like I was good enough to tackle this cylinder, because this cylinder is almost irreplaceable. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's not irreplaceable, but they're hard to come by. And so I wanted to send it off to somebody more advanced than I am. And the other thing is I want everybody to be able to see what kind of horsepower it makes. So that's the really awesome thing about Dyno Joe, is he can actually measure horsepower. So that's just an amazing thing, really, truly. It is. And so I have no problem sending it off to him, letting him get the job done. That way we know, you know, like Kinsey ported one of these. As from what I can see, there are only 2 people that have really done something with these. Now, we have a porter close to me in my area. I think his name's Tim Guest, and it looks like he does good work, but the videos are very limited. You don't get to see what he does or anything like that. He's just doing that. He's got a channel, I think it's called DTG Customs. And I've yet to meet the guy, and I want to. He seems like a pretty cool fella. And he seems like he does good work as well. But you can only tell so much from a 15-second video of it running. Basically, all he's doing is providing a link to people that might want to buy the saw. He doesn't seem to be interested in wanting to build a YouTube channel. So, after all that ramble, there's only 2 people that I've seen that really do work on these Poulan high tops, that have a fair YouTube channel that we can look at and we can see what they did and they talk to us about it, that kind of thing. And it is Kinsey. Of course, everybody knows Kinsey. If you're watching my channel, you probably have been watching his for years. I think it's called Bayou Country Power Saws or Bayou Country Saws. Anyways, he does a lot of work on stuff like this, and he ported up one for a charity build or something like that. And it's pulling a 28-inch bar, and it's looking like it runs good, right? Looking really good. The other guy is Samish Saw Works, I believe is what it's called. And he's up in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. And he built a 380, and he used the 039 piston and everything. It's really cool. But both of those guys are just putting them in wood and everything. How cool will it be whenever we get actual dyno numbers? I can't wait for that, you know. And so that's really the #1 reason why I want to send it to Joe. At first, I was a little bit scared of my abilities as a porter. Now it's not that. I'm not set up to do the squish band, cut the squish band. So I can't do that. And plus there's simple years of knowledge that I don't have that Joe has. And so I still feel more comfortable. I think he can do a better job than I can. But That's not why I'm sending it to him. I'm sending it to him because I want him to do a kick-ass job, and I want that dyno, those dyno numbers. Who wouldn't? I mean, it's only natural, right? Anybody would want that. So this is my pipe that I came up for it. So these are inside these mufflers, and they have 2 slots like that, right? And then ultimately they end up getting passed through this little thing, but it's also there's a tube that runs across like this. So they're pretty restricted. This one right here has already been opened up, but that's all it is really. That's it, right? And that's all that most people do. Some people put a deflector. They came on the face as well, so you would have a double deflector, you know. But I decided to do something like that. What we're doing is we're coming out of those 2 holes in the bottom and going directly into those pipes. I didn't have the ability to make an elbow because these things, if you try and bend them, they'll just collapse on you. So what I opted for, hey, let's try something. Can you see anything? Whoop. There we go. See a little bit through there. So what I opted for was basically I got 2 45-degree angles, sort of. And anyways, I rounded that over so that it's possibly somewhat of a smooth transition, you know. But we'll see how it works. And I still have to put the back plate on there. I could probably get away with not using it at all, but I will put a back plate on there. But the bolts go right through like that. These are the original bolts. And so it'll be easy to bolt on. Easy for sheezy. Lemon squeezy. So yeah, I got to weld a back plate on there, drill a couple holes for it, and then grind it out in the middle. And we're done. This is the muffler mod that I'm going to send to Joe. I was supposed to send it early last week, but life happens over and over again. But now I'll be able to send it out on Monday. And Joe, hopefully you'll look forward to getting it in the mail. And hopefully we'll get a dyno run stock with just a simple stock modified muffler, and a dyno run after he's modified it, and with this, you know, because these really open it up. They really work. They are not an expansion chamber. They are not an expansion chamber exhaust, you know, but someday I will play with an expansion chamber exhaust. Someday I wouldn't doubt it if I made my own expansion chamber exhaust, because that's just kind of how I roll. I do that stuff. But I don't want to run a saw with an expansion chamber. I mean, sure, they're cool and fun for a little competition, but I don't want to drag that thing off into the woods and carry it around with that big lugging expansion chamber exhaust on it. They do provide the power, though. I know that from my motocross days, man. I'm telling you, they work. They amplify the resonance that's already happening, and they use it to go back and forth and pull the exhaust through. It's they're awesome. Whoever originally came up with that technology, awesome. Seriously. All right, so that's pretty cool. Little double barrel design. That's a little bit taking cues from you there, Dan the Man, Dan Kane, Kane's Custom Garage. Anyways, all right, that's enough of this video. Just a little quick update. Okay, there she is, fellas. Plenty far back from our dogs. We can dig in. See, whenever you're at the bottom of a big log, that radius comes real close over here. So you want to try and get it as close to the case as possible. And then you never want this to be straight and flush, because it can hit right up against the log and actually close it off. So this way it's at an angle, so there'll be a little bit of airspace where it can actually run. I don't know how particularly happy I am with that. Look at it right there. It looks like those are nose holes and these are eyeballs. And I don't know, it looks like a cow. Oh, God. I don't know. But, you know, at least I've got something on there that I can send with it to Joe so that we can see what a real pipe will do. These things are really limited in pipe design. And it's really disappointing. It really is, because they're so short, you have very little room to work with anything. And plus, with your regular exhaust, look at this. With your regular exhaust, you can see on there, I had tried to do a side exhaust right there, but it didn't work because it was coming too close to this brake. And I didn't want this brake to melt on me. So you're really limited with what you can do. And if you're seeing this, yes, the back half of the exhaust is currently still on. I just did that simply because I wanted to see fitment, you know, and everything. But it does fits well. Another thing that I want to point out is it looks really good whenever it's the other way around. It looks like one of the old school Ram Air setups. I think they were called Hillborns, like a Hillborn Classic. You know, you'd see them sticking out of the hood of a Deuce Coupe, which for years I thought a Deuce Coupe was a Chevy 2. You know, the Deuce Chevy 2. But no, a Deuce Coupe is a 32 Ford, in case you guys were wondering about that, which I know that obviously you were. All right, so that looks cooler, but it comes way too close to this top cover. I do not want to burn that top cover. It's already got a little spot there where some Jake grinded it or something. It does look better that way, but I will not run it that way, because it gets too close to the plastic. But anyways, yeah. I'm really excited. Oh, oh well. I've been working. I am the warrior, and heart to heart will win if we survive. I loved that song as a kid. I loved it. If you don't know it, it's Patti Smith, I think is the name. And she was with some sort of band. It was like Patti Smith and something. But anyways, the name of the song is called The Warrior. Shooting down the walls of heartache, bang, bang. I am the warrior. Anyways, on the cover, she had some freaking face paint or whatever. So my two oldest brothers, they had a birthday. Their birthday was 2 years apart, but it was on the same day, September the 22nd. And they had a double birthday party. I remember this. I was the little runt. I was the baby of the family. And, you know, I wanted to be out there with the older kids so bad. They were like turning like 16 and 18 or 15 and 17 or something like that. And I wanted to be out there and hang out with them. They were the cool kids. But I was a little runt and I wasn't allowed to. But I think very shortly after the party had started, they started opening their gifts. And I remember my brother Rusty, he got an old 45. You know, remember the little tiny 45 records? Of course you do. He got a 45 single of that song, The Warrior. And I can remember, you know, I was little, I don't know, 8, 9 years old, something like that. And I was just looking at that cover. Oh, mesmerized by it. Just, wow, what is this? Who is this lady? She looks very jungle tropical like. Anyways, if you guys remember that and know what I'm talking about, you're right there with me, bros. Anyways, yeah, it looks kind of like a Hillborn Ram Air setup. Bolts right onto your carburetor. And that's cool and everything, but I don't know that I'm particularly happy with this setup. But I am excited to send it to Joe and see what kind of horsepower we can get these to make. I will not be requesting just a good solid work saw. Nope, I'm going to say get as much power you can out of that bitch. I don't care if the bottom end fails after, you know, a couple months or something like that. You know, this is my play toy. I love this saw and I love to play with it. It looks so cool to me. Yes. Yes. But, you know, I mean, I say I don't care if it breaks and stuff, but of course I do. But Joe's pretty darn good, looks like to me. And I don't think I have anything to worry about. All right, so that's getting sent out on Monday to you, Joe, if you're watching. Let's see here. But further news on the Johnson Red 2258 for those of you guys that hang in there and watch everything. I love you guys. So here we go. We're all set up. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, there's the plastic. Oh, whoa. What do we got outside? Let's see what we got outside. Dun, 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 dun. My welder gave me such fits this whole week, but I finally got that straightened out. And look at that. That is a hammerhead pipe for the 2258. Time to go ahead and paint the other side. Now, if you're wondering why I paint these, you probably already know. It's just simply so that I can get a really good picture for the thumbnail. All this paint just cooks right off, in my experience. Now, a lot of you guys use black, and you know, that's smarter. Honestly, it is. It's a lot smarter to use black. And you could think, you go, it lasts pretty well for me. Well, I think what's happening is the pipe just turns black and your paint kind of bakes into it and stuff. And so the paint kind of lasts. You're not wrong. But this red, the reason it doesn't last like the black does is because it's vastly different colors. You know, after you break it in and run it, the black will break in and get ran, and the paint will get baked up and stuff and blackened. And so it looks like the paint lasts. Whereas the red, it breaks in, it bakes up, it blackens, and you go, well, wait a minute, where'd my red pipe go? So, but it'll look good for a picture, for the video, and there you have it. And I had told Tim, buddy, I'm sorry. This is Tim Bauer out of Iowa Performance Saws. He's got a 562 XP. And whenever I first started making this, I told him, I'm gonna make you one too, buddy. That was a lie. You know how many hours that took me to make? God, because look at this. The way it's on the cylinder, now it's upside down right now, guys. That cylinder is at where it hooks up is at a 55-degree angle. And I had to add these, what these are is actually spring pins, right? Where you push them in a hole and they're springing out like that. so that they're set. They're kind of like a cotter pin, but not. Anyways, I welded those in place as a guide for the bolts. The bolt goes through there and through and into the cylinder, and then it's offset as well. You see how that's crooked like this? I made it crooked just so that it would center up and stuff, but the hole coming out of the cylinder is offset. So, or the cylinder is offset on the case, I can't remember. Anyways, whatever. Rambo. Super 380. First time running it. Just got it from the same guy. I got the 330 with the 60cc cylinder on it. I put some gas in it, she fired right up. Let's see how it does. It does have a different chain, so it's not fair to measure it up to the other one. It has a Husqvarna X-Cut that's been hand sharpened by me, and I don't know how long ago that happened. So anyways, all I'm saying is it's got a different chain than the 330 did when I ran it in this log. Totally untuned, and I forgot to put the dogs on this one too. Dang it. But anyways, yeah. So Barry, there's your what do you call it? Not the Halo saw. Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail Poulan. I don't think so though. I think the Tim Allen is. I think the Tim Allen is the more collectible one. These are extremely collectible as well. And in many ways, they're better. They always came with the chain brake, you know, which it's hard to find a Poulan with a chain brake, man. That's weird. So I always had the chain brake. It's easier to buy plastic to match up because it didn't have a purple top. But anyways, yeah. Just thought I'd throw this in there at the end of the video.